Okay, so this is the full uncut video. Let's analyze it together. Okay, so the twins and the baby are in the room just playing and watching TV when Zayd accidentally slips on the pillow and hits Zara upside the head with this jar. Now, Zara doesn't know it was an accident, so it looks to me like she's experiencing a mixture of anger and betrayal. And one thing about Zara is she will not let it go unless she gets the acknowledgement and the apology that she feels like she deserves. Now, even though she didn't accept his apology, I was happy to see that he was quick to apologize. He is a clumsy kid and he has struggled with apologizing for his mistakes in the past. So this was definitely progress. And as you can see, her first reaction was not to get violent or aggressive. And this apologizing and mommy calling went on for about a minute. And unfortunately, I have to put out this disclaimer that the kids were not being ignored. We were actively monitoring them on the baby monitor, and we were allowing them to fix this problem on their own. These kids get into squabbles every day, all day. I will be dang if I was going to intervene and tell them how to fix every single one of their problems. It will be doing them a disservice, and I will be tired even more than I already am. So that's not happening. And they were doing a really good job at fixing it themselves. Exhibit A. He decides that his verbal apologies aren't good enough. She's still upset. So he's like, let me physically go tell her and show her that I'm sorry. And this was a big moment right here, guys. And it did the trick. You can see her anger and her sadness just melting away. And everything was all good. So as I'm watching this, I'm really confused as to how she went from being calm to angry again. So we're going to watch it together and analyze it. So all I'm seeing here is some normal twin playing, whatever. It's just like silly stuff. And then they even get distracted a little bit by what's going on TV. I guess a good part came on. So they go off to watch the show together. I don't see any anger on her face. I don't see any concern on his face. Everything seems pretty kumbaya. So keep in mind, I'm still right outside the door watching them on the camera, and I don't hear any screaming and I don't see any fighting. So I'm like, oh, wow, they fixed their own problem. Great. So you're going to see her grab for the bottle. I don't see any aggression when she's grabbing it. I don't see any concern on Zayd's face when she grabbed it. And she goes over to the corner and she just throws it. You know, everything's fine still. So while we wait for things to pop off, why don't we just chit chat? Isn't it crazy how kids have a timer? Like, I knew they can only be in this room for a certain period of time before things popped off, because it's just like a pressure cooker. They have a whole playroom where they enjoy playing, you know, everything. But this room is not meant for play. They're watching TV and it keeps them calm for a certain period of time. But I knew the timer was getting close. I just knew I felt it. Okay, here we go. This is where she pushes him. Like, why? She goes to get the bottle, but she doesn't seem aggressive yet. He looks at her. He's like, oh, okay, I think she's about to throw that at me. And then she starts chasing him, right? And I sped up the original video. As you can see here, they're not even running that fast. So I don't think they were really afraid of her, because she wasn't even being that serious. They do play like this sometimes, and I'll allow it as long as there's no aggression behind their action. Now, when I heard her throw it the second time, I assumed that she was being aggressive. So I yelled at her to stop and cut it out. And between that and the bottle bouncing and hitting her in the head, I think that's what made her upset and start hitting the bottle like that. Now, when I called the bottle a demon, obviously I was joking, kinda. But I really did think it was standing upright. I did not see that it was laying on its side until I watched the video a couple times. It was an honest mistake, you guys, that just so happened to be going viral, unfortunately. So now I look crazy. But I promised to keep it real, so here it is. And I appreciate everybody who kindly let me know that it was on its side.